Hello, fellow and future weirdos of the flock. Welcome to my party pen where we have great time. We have good time. So, before you even come in, did you take your medicine? Come on, listen. It's the only surcharge at the door. You got to take your fucking pills. Listen. All right. All right. Thank you for listening, taking your pills. Good deal. Keep your shoes on because we're about to go. Stop in the kitchen and grab you some keep other people alive juice. If you make the last cup, you make a new pot. Listen, it's the rules. I only make them and I also follow them. So keep your shoes on, grab you some juice. I don't know where Larry the lizard guy is. I think he ran away. I don't know where he is. So, I got a joint instead. So, if you got a bowl, pack your bowl. I got a joint, I'll pass it around. So, awesome. The other thing, listen, I switched my Bible. Listen, I can't see very good. So, this is really hard to read. But it's the King James version. Okay, it's not the um, New American Standard Study Bible. This is the actual King James Bible. I went through my prison stuff and found it. Oh, when I when I tried when I tried to be a better person. I'm just kidding. I didn't try to be a better person. Wasn't until after prison. But anyway, I went through my prison stuff and found the King James version of the Bible. So I am going to be reading that from this time forward. And mostly because Exodus. Mostly because of Exodus. I want to know what it actually. I love the Americanized version. I mean, it's not as good as it could be, obviously, but I like that better. But I want to know what the actual thing says. So I'm I'm told the King James version is the closest. So that's what we're going to go with. So just know this is really small writing. So I'm going to do my best. So we are on chapter 37. Oh, huh. I forgot to introduce myself. I am an asshole. I am Nikki K the Great. I am reading you these awesome ass Bible stories in a non boring way because, so, if you're ready to have some excitement while you're smoking your bowl and waking baking, welcome. And if you're just like, I don't know, stick around. Stick around because it's a fun fucking story. Especially if you take all the boring shit out of it and just read it regular. It works. It is a great fucking story. And they're like only a chapter long, which is like 5 paragraphs. So, and believe me, I can turn 5 paragraphs into a half fucking hour because I talk too much. So, if you're interested, feel free to join. Where we left off yesterday, and there is room. It doesn't look like there's room, but there's room. I promise. Everybody can come in. Just keep your shoes on. Keep your shoes on. Listen, nobody wants to guess if it's their feet that stink. So just leave your shoes on. I know a lot of people say, take your shoes off, get comfy. No, leave your shoes on. Get you some coffee. Let's smoke a bowl and get comfy. There's room all over the place. There is also windows, but who wants to smell feet while you're trying to concentrate on this great ass story? So, where we left off, Esau, it was his genealogy. And it says his genealogy became more civilized before the sons of Israel even started being a thing, right? Before they even got a king. Esau's people did it. Esau's people got a king first. But also, um, Ishmael. Ishmael had a tribe of people too, like kings and shit. So he got started before all of this stuff too. But now we are on chapter 37. Let's see. And Jacob dwelt in the land where his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. Um, Hebron. And these are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brothers, and he was with the sons of Bilhah and Zilpah, his father's wives. In the previous chapter, he called them concubines. And Reuben has slept with Bilhah. And Joseph brought Okay, so Joseph went and snitched on his brothers for something. And it calls him Israel right here. It says, Israel loved Joseph more than all his children because he was the son of his old age. And also he's Rachel's son. And he made him a coat of many colors. That's how it's spelled, color. And when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all of them, they hated him and could not speak peaceably to him. Look, I'm like that. I am. The second you say one thing that makes me mad, I can never forgive you. It's terrible because it only takes one thing. I'm a terrible person. And Joseph dreamed a dream like he was in Macbeth. I'm just kidding. Is it no, Midsummer Night's Dream. Joseph dreamed a dream. And he told it to his brothers, and they hated him more. Jordan Peterson says that be careful who you tell good news to. Speaking of good news, listen, I won the lottery again. Well, kinda. I won a chance to be on a TV show to win lots of money, you got to pick numbers. I watched it on the TV, and you got to pick the numbers. And my name is for the drawing on the 10th, which is awesome. And like, God has been doing me some solids, no lie. Listen, I've been telling him thank you. It's like God is good all the time. And do you know what that means? God likes my videos. So say thank you to the big guy because he does good things sometimes. Well, all the time. But in this book, it sometimes. Okay, where we at? Okay, be careful who you tell good news to him. And he was like, listen to me. I gotta tell you about this fucking dream. Listen, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose and stood upright, and your sheaves stood round about and did the face thing to my sheaf. That's Oblongs. Oblong sings a song called Bringing in the Sheaves. Oh, well, they don't sing that song. The little guy with no arms is pulling uh, shingles off of his house with his mouth. And he sings that song, Bringing in the Sheaves. Anyway, and his brothers were like, are you fucking kidding? Bitch, you wish. Listen, ain't gonna nobody got time for your bullshit, yo. Listen, nobody's got time for it. And they hated him more because he was a troll. And he dreamed another dream and told it to his brothers. Why would he do that? Listen. And he was like, look, dreamed another dream. The sun, the moon, and 11 stars did the face thing to me. And then he told his father and his brothers. And his father was like, listen, will you shut up? Like, I'm gonna bow to you. Bitch, bye. Look, go somewhere, asshole. Listen, get out of here with your fucking dreams. And then Israel. Okay. And then his brothers went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said unto Job, listen, your brothers are going to Shechem to feed the flock, right? Listen, I'm going to give you some shit and you're going to go and take it. And then Joe was like, and then, and then Israel was like, listen, go see if they're okay and go see if my flocks are okay. And then say, tell me, come back and tell me. So Jake sent Joe out of Hebron and went to Shechem. And then a certain man found him, and he was wandering in the field. And the man was like, what you looking for? And he was like, my brothers. Do you know where they are? And the man said, they left. They were going to Dothan. And so Joseph went to go look for his brothers and found them in Dothan. And then they seen him coming, and he was still ways off. They conspired against him to slay him. And they said, all right, listen, this little motherfucker, come on. We're going to kill him. And then we're going to cast him into some pit. And we will say, some evil beast killed him. And we shall see what will become of his dreams. Listen, you snicker Jews. Ugh, snicker Jews. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands and said, no, no, are you guys dumb? Shut up. And Reuben said, no, no, cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness and lay no hand upon him. He said this so he might rid him out of their hands to deliver him to his father again. And it came to pass when Joseph finally got there that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him. And they took him and cast him into a pit. And the pit was empty. There was no water in it. And they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked. And behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels bearing spicery, balm, and myrrh, going to carry it to Egypt. And Judah said, what money do we get if we kill him? Like what? What profit is that? Let's just sell him to the Ishmaelites. No, I don't want his blood on my hand. Let's just sell him. And they were like, okay. Then there passed by Midianites, merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver. And they brought Joe to Egypt, and Reuben returned unto the pit, and Joseph was not in the pit. And he rent his clothes. So he ripped his clothes off like he was Superman and returned back to his brothers and was like, he's not there. And where do I look for him? And they took Joseph's coat, killed a kid of the goats, dipped the coat in blood, and they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father and said, this is Jake's, right? And Joe, he said, this is Joe's, right? And Jake flipped McNuggets. Oh, man. And Jacob rent his clothes. See, it doesn't call him Israel anymore. Okay, now they call him Jacob again. And he put sackcloth upon his loins. So he did the diaper thing and mourned for many days. And all his sons and daughters rose up to comfort him. But he refused to be comforted. And he said, I will go down into the grave unto my son mourning. Thus his father wept for him. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt to Potiphar, an official of Pharaoh's and captain of the guard. All right, we're going to pause right here. Okay, so go pee, get a refill, find Larry the Lizard Guy and pack him, smoke a cigarette, and come back. All right, we're gonna go by the window and smoke a cigarette like it's prison. Listen, I've been trying to smoke outside, so we can just go outside and smoke also. But it does look like it's gonna rain, so we gotta be quick. And then we're going on to chapter 38. We'll be right back quicker than two jiggles of a jackrabbit's ass. Alright, chapter 38. And it came to pass at that time that Judah. Sorry. Okay. It came up. Alright. At that time, Judah. Okay. When the Midianites sold him to Potiphar, uh, Judah went down from his brothers and turned into a certain Adullamite whose name was Hira. Okay. He turned into a certain Adullamite whose name was Hira. And Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite whose name was Shua. And he took her and went unto her. And she conceived and bore a son whose name Oh, and he called his name but not spelled the same way that Abe, the place where Abe came from. That place was U-R, and this is E-R. And she conceived again, and bore him a son, and called his name Onan. Okay, listen, there's a comedy song. There is a comedy song called Onan the Great, right? And it's all about this story, okay? And it is the funniest fucking song ever. And it is the first story I ever told Dustin about when I was reading the Bible the first time. It's on camera. The videos might be on Rumble. I don't know if I deleted them or not. But it is the funniest fucking story. And then there's a comedy song about it. It's called Onan the Great. Anyway. And she yet again conceived and bore a name, or bore a son, and called him Shelah. And he was at Chezib when she bore him. Okay. And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn, was wicked, and the Lord slew him. And Judah said unto Onan, Go into your brother's wife and marry her. Raise up seed for your brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. And it came to pass. Listen. Okay. So God killed And then Judah was like, okay, now you got to marry her. And Onan was like, it's not my time. And Judah was like, I don't care. And then Onan was like, I don't want to do it. I'm gay. And then he didn't say that. And then Judah was like, you got to do it. So, Onan was like, I don't care. And then Onan was like, I don't want to do it. I'm gay. And then he didn't say that. And then Judah was like, you got to do it. So, Judah was like, you got to do it. And then Judah was like, you got to do it. And then Judah was like, you got to do it. And then Judah was like, you got to do it. So, Uh, listen. And he knew that it was shouldn't be him. And it came about when he went into his brother's wife. He pulled out. He pulled out. He straight pulled out. And then it fell on the ground because he didn't want to do it. And the thing which he did displeased the Lord, so he killed him also. Then Judah said to Tamar, remain a widow at your dad's house till Shelah, my son, be grown. For he said, lest peradventure he die also, as his brethren. And Tamar went and dwelt at her dad's house. And in the process of time, the daughter of Shua, Judah's wife, died. And Judah was comforted and went up into his sheep bearers to Timnah and his friend Hira the Adullamite. Okay, so he went to these dudes like, I need some pussy. And it was told Tamar, saying, your father in law goes up to Timnath to shear his sheep. Oh, so he was feeling horny, so he went to shear his sheep. That's some shit, yo. And she put her widow's garments off, and she covered her with a veil and wrapped herself and sat in an open place, which is by the way to Timnath. For she saw that Shelah was grown, and he was not given, she was not given to him as a wife. When Judah saw her, he thought she was a harlot because she had covered her face. And he turned unto her by the way and said, go, listen, let me hump you. And again, he didn't know this was her. And she said, what are you going to give me? And he said, I was sent 3 kid from the flock. And she was like, I need some shit. And he was like, what do you want? And she said, everything you have. And he gave it to her and came into her, and she conceived by him. And she arose and went away and laid by, hold on. And she arose and went away and laid by her veil from her and put on the garments of her widowhood. And Judah sent the kid by hand to of his friend the Adullamite to receive his pledge from the woman's hand, but he didn't find her. And then he was asked. And then he asked the dudes, Where's that girl?" And they was like, "There's no girl." And the Adullamite, was like, "I don't know where she is." And they said, "There is none." And Judah said, "Let her take it to her, lest we be shamed. Listen, I sent this kid, and you didn't find her." And it came to pass about 3 months later, it was told to Judah, "Listen, your daughter-in-law is pregnant, and we don't know by who." And Judah was like, "Okay, bring her. Bring her. We'll burn her alive." They're going to burn her alive. For what? Listen. And when she was brought forth, she sent to her father in law, saying, by the man whose these are, I am with child. And she said, listen, I'm telling you, whose are these? And Judah was like, oh, those are mine. She was she's right. She's dead right. Listen, she's right. Okay. Cause I kinda promised her my son, and then I didn't give her my son, and now she's my wife. Fun. Uh, and then, at the time she was giving birth, twins were in her womb. And when she travailed, one put out his hand, and the midwife took it and bound his hand in a scarlet thread, saying, okay, this one's first. And it came to pass, as he drew back his hand, that behold, his brother came out, and she said, what the fuck? What just happened? Therefore, his name was Pharez. And afterward, he came up, and afterward came out his brother that had the scarlet thread upon his hand, and his name was called Zerah. Okay, so we never hear about them again. I don't think. I don't think we ever hear about them again. But it gets better from here. I think there is. I had it marked. What the hell? I guess I didn't. Alright. There's 49 chapters of. Oh my god. Wait. There's 50 chapters of Genesis, and we are on 39. I thought there was only 48 chapters. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't math. Now there's 10 chapters. Oh my god, I can't math. Okay, listen. Listen. Oh, I have no idea what the fuck is happening. Anyway, thank you for watching. I love you, and have the greatest day ever. Oh, real quick. Dustin said, can you vacuum the cabinet? And I don't know exactly how to vacuum a cabinet, but I am going to try to vacuum the cabinet because I think one of the flower things busted open. So I'm going to try to figure out how to vacuum a cabinet. And we got to wash the dirty dish rags today because it's highly important because there's no dish rags. Oh man, I'm terrible. Yep. And it's raining today, so well, it hasn't rained yet. It looks like it's gonna rain and it's kind of chilly. So I don't know if I should water my plants. I'm not gonna water my plants. So we're gonna vacuum cabinets and wash rags today. So That should be fun. I love you. And thank you for watching and hanging out with me. Keep your head down, your nose clean, your shoes tied. Don't get ready. Stay ready. Love you.